Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to tonight's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And steady as she goes, we warmed up a couple of more degrees today and a beautiful shot looking down at the Wenatchee Valley and parts of north central Washington. We are seeing cloudy skies throughout the area and lots of snow. Most of the snow from Wenatchee north. Boy, you go to our east and there is just nothing. There is light precipitation in the forecast. That will be overnight tonight, maybe some showers Saturday, and then some more showers on Sunday. The real impact is if you're traveling over the Cascade Passes or maybe east over Lookout Pass. You may run into some winter driving conditions. We'll talk much more weather coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of those news stories we're following for you tonight. Moses Lake Police Department arrested a 25-year-old man on suspicion of attempted murder early yesterday morning. A Wenatchee teen charged as an adult in a gang-related shooting 2 years ago was sentenced to 17 months in prison. A 33-year-old Moses Lake woman was arrested after suspicion of attempting to sell stolen tools from a local store online. And Washington K-12 students could find themselves with longer school years under a bill proposed by State Senator Brad Hawkins. But first, our top story tonight. Authorities have identified the woman killed in a Wenatchee mobile home fire early Wednesday. Shauna J. Rice, 45 years old, died despite the efforts of rescuers to revive her at the scene of the fire in the Monterey Senior Mobile Home Park on North Wenatchee Avenue. Chelan County Coroner Wayne Harris said today that Rice died from smoke inhalation. The fire broke out just before 3 a.m. Wednesday, and the mobile home was fully involved when police and fire crews arrived. The cause is still under investigation. Wenatchee Valley Fire Chief Brian Brett said the incident is a reminder to maintain fire safety measures in the home.
Just encourage people to sleep with their doors shut. That'll buy you 20 minutes of time if there is a fire, and smoke detectors in bedrooms and hallways so you're alerted in time. It only takes about 3.5 to 4 minutes for a fire in the original compartment to put 1,200-degree temperatures at the ceiling, which often makes the floor space even untenable within less than 4 minutes.
Moses Lake Police Department arrested a 25-year-old man on suspicion of attempted murder early yesterday morning. After responding to a report of a domestic disturbance on the 200 block of East 9th Avenue, the injured female victim told police she'd been arguing with George Zeno, who'd fled the scene. The victim told police Zeno struck her with a baseball bat multiple times and then wrapped a charging cord around her neck and pulled it until it broke. The suspect then allegedly grabbed the bat and pressed it down over the victim's throat. Police were able to locate Zeno, who was illegally in possession of a semi-automatic firearm. Zeno was arrested on charges of second-degree murder, second-degree assault involving domestic violence, and first-degree unlawful possession of a firearm. He's currently being held at the Grant County Jail. A Wenatchee teen charged as an adult in a gang-related shooting 2 years ago was sentenced to 17 months in prison. Angel Eduardo Montez is now 18 years old. He was only 16 when he participated in a June 2021 attack on an East Wenatchee man that left the victim with a gunshot wound to the leg. Montez pleaded guilty yesterday in Douglas County Court to second-degree robbery, third-degree assault, criminal gang intimidation, and rendering criminal assistance. Montez and 5 adult men were arrested and charged in the broad daylight shooting that took place near East Wenatchee City Hall. 4 of them have pleaded guilty and received confinement ranging from 10 months to 3.5 years. A 6th defendant still faces sentencing. A 33-year-old Moses Lake woman was arrested after suspicion of attempting to sell stolen tools from a local store online. The Moses Lake Police Department worked with the store to identify Brittany Watson on surveillance video and tracked where they were being sold online. Police said they stopped Brittany Watson after being informed that she was allegedly on her way to sell those stolen tools. Watson was arrested on a felony charge of trafficking stolen property, retail theft with extenuating circumstances, and theft. Police are working on finding an accomplice identified from the same surveillance footage. That's according to a Facebook post made yesterday. Well, Washington K-12 students could find themselves with longer school years under a bill proposed by State Senator Brad Hawkins. Senate Bill 5505 would expand the mandatory number of class days from 180 to 185. The bill to address so-called learning loss got a hearing yesterday in the Education Committee, where the 12th District Senator holds a seat.
For whatever reason, we've sort of long operated under this school calendar model that was based on an agrarian economy where we take 2.5 months off each summer and then come back. And what that has resulted in is what I believe is a very inefficient model in our K-12 system. We're essentially starting, stopping, and restarting again. And children experience a summer slide or annual learning loss, and this occurred even pre-pandemic. But we have even more challenges now, as we know, in our K-12 system.
When we come back, Grant PUD is expanding its high-speed fiber optic telecommunications service this year. Congresswoman Kim Schreier announced today that she'll take a military veteran turned veteran outreach coordinator as her guest to the State of the Union. You might spot a low-flying helicopter in upcoming weeks as the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife conducts aerial elk surveys. And we'll tell you about a unique firefighter calendar. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
Getting ready for the boating season is easy with the help of Bob File Boats and Motors. Now's the time of year to upgrade your boat from a new motor, a bow mount, installing a state-of-the-art GPS fish finder, or just fixing your trailer lights. Make your appointment today. With marine technology changing fast, the service department stays up to date with the newest developments and factory certifications. Spend more time on the water and less time at the shore. Get ready for summer fun now at Bob File Boats and Motors.
Welcome back. And in other news, Grant PUD is expanding its high-speed fiber optic telecommunications service this year. The countywide project will serve over 1,400 customers. Planned areas for fiber build-out include the Wahluke area east of Mattawa and rural area north, east, and south of Quincy, among others. Other Grant PUD work this year will include upgrading hardware and increasing data capacity. As of December 31st of 2022, Grant PUD fiber is available to over 39,000 customers. Well, Congresswoman Kim Schreier announced today that she'll take a military veteran turned veteran outreach coordinator as her guest to the State of the Union. Jose Medina was the Wounded Warrior Fellow in the 8th District Democrats' office for 2 years, helping to bring veterans' concern to the forefront. In that role, Medina brought attention to needed improvements in the Wenatchee VA healthcare clinic. He was previously a healthcare specialist during his term in the U.S. Army. The President's State of the Union speech takes place Tuesday in Washington, D.C. Well, you might spot a low-flying helicopter in upcoming weeks. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife will be conducting aerial elk surveys in central Washington wildlife areas. The work helps biologists determine herd size and composition of the elk while being able to cover large areas quickly and reducing disturbance to the herds. The first survey will happen next week in sections of the Clockham Wildlife Area. The Quillamene and Whiskey Dick units of the L.T. Murray Wildlife Area will be surveyed the week of March 5th. Well, February is Douglas Okanagan Fire District Month. At least it is if you subscribe to the annual calendar put out by the Washington Fire Commissioners Association. The association runs a photo contest to select pictures for its calendar each year, and Rural Fire District 15, which serves the town of Brewster, Pateros, and Methow, won the coveted February spot. The photo was taken during a high-heat training for the department. It was among the top 12 photos submitted to the contest, but sadly, it didn't take first place. That honor went to the Clallam Fire and Rescue Agency serving Port Angeles. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
NCWLIFE Channel is your home for local sports with the Wenatchee Panthers and East Mont Wildcats right here. Coverage brought to you by Abby's Pizza, BioSports Physical Therapy, Clean Connection, Coldwell Banker Cascade, Confluence Health, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Highlander Golf Course and Grill, Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, and Together for You. Follow all the action right here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Working with August Edge Real Estate, both sellers and buyers feel confident knowing they are in the hands of award-winning professionals. August Edge offers a 2% listing commission, which includes above-standard service and technology.
We offer high-tech 3D imagery, drone photos, local North Central Washington TV ads, and impressive smart flyer installed at your listing. The August Edge website also hosts your home with an interactive featured listing page.
August Edge is professional, personable, and preferable.
I had had a seizure in the middle of the night, and they rushed me to the hospital and decided to induce labor to try to get the baby out. The outpouring of love and support I got from Confluence Health. My coworkers coming to the ICU to be with me. For me, it's the work family. It's just incredible to have support no matter what I'm going through in my personal life, my own health.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Time now for tonight's feature story. Charlotte Massey is an avid outdoorswoman from the town of Leavenworth. As a student at Middlebury College in Vermont, she and some fellow students came up with SheFly, an apparel company specializing in outdoor clothes that make it easier to answer nature's call when you're out in the backcountry. In 3 short years, they've sold more than 4,000 pairs of pants with their patented zipper technology. Charlotte is now the Chief Operating Officer of SheFly Apparel. She spoke with NCWLIFE's Jefferson Robbins.
Our mission is to make the outdoors more accessible through products that are actually designed for all bodies. And the brand came out of our own experiences with needing to go to the bathroom outside and it being really difficult. When you're up on a glacier and you're wearing a harness, and you need to keep your harness on for safety, it's extremely difficult to go to the bathroom. You basically have to choose between risking your life and falling into a crevasse or just holding it and not being able to go to the bathroom. And then there's lots of other challenges with having to expose yourself to other people on the trail and not being able to find privacy, the cold when you're in colder environments. And we were frustrated that nobody had solved that problem and decided that we might as well solve it ourselves. You have a traditional zipper fly for taking the pants on and off. And then there's a second fly that starts below it and it goes all the way around to the back. And so you're able to unzip as far as you need to go to the bathroom. but it's also fully discreet. You can't tell that it's there when you're just wearing them around. And then there's also a flap on the inside, so it's completely comfortable. You can wear them with underwear and just pull them to the side, or you can go commando and the fabric flap is soft and comfortable and you don't even notice that the zipper is there. And that was really important for us. We wanted the pants to be comfortable and be the best hiking pants on the market overall so that people would actually wear them. But we knew that they needed this technology, and it works for everybody to be able to answer nature's call and go to the bathroom when right now you can't.
And this has applications not just for people who are in long outdoors pursuits, but there's people who find themselves in that situation all over the place, right?
Definitely. We started focused on the outdoors because that's where it was a problem for us. But since launching this technology on the market, we've received thousands of emails from people who experience the same problem in other areas. It's a huge problem for women in the workforce. If you're working in construction, or you're wearing a utility belt, or you're working outside where there aren't restrooms. So we have a lot of customers who are forest rangers, or who work in construction, who are police officers, who wear products in order to go to the bathroom easier when you're on the job. And then also just having that discretion. So if you're on a road trip and you need to pull over and go to the bathroom, it's really easy for men and it's not so easy for women, but it can be if you're using our technology.
What a great idea. Let's switch gears now and take a look at your north central Washington weather forecast. Today, a lot like we've seen every day this week, maybe a little bit more cloudiness, but we did see some warmer temperatures too. Lots of clouds as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley from our Omi Gardens Sky-Fi Tower camera. And yeah, we did see some clouds out there. That could usher in some late night, early morning sprinkles for us, but that's about it. High temperature today, 35 degrees, the warmest day we've had all week. Normally we should be at 38 for this time of year. 59 our record high, and that was set back in 2018. We started off at 25, and that's pretty much normal where we should be for this time of year at 26. And look at that record low. That's one of the coldest readings we've ever seen in Wenatchee, 15 below zero. And that was set back in 1996. Sunrise 7:24 this morning and set at 5:06. Let's take a look at your Saturday temperatures. It's the weekend and temperatures look to be moderating as we get into the weekend, but we'll also see some unsettled weather move our way. Going to see lower 40s in the Columbia Basin, 43 Moses Lake, 42 for Ephrata, and 40 in Quincy. Wenatchee, and then to the north, we will be a little bit cooler. Wenatchee at 36 and 35s from Entiat to Chelan all the way up into Omak tomorrow. So a lot like today for our tomorrow forecast. Tonight, cloudy skies. We will see some patchy fog, area of low pressure just off the coast, and that will usher some clouds in our way. Maybe some shower activity, but as I mentioned, that'll be light and mainly in the Cascades. For Saturday, this area of low pressure, it intensifies and expands, and that will bring some moisture up our way. A 40% chance for rain mixed with snow on Saturday. High temperatures in the mid-30s, and then the warm-up begins as we get into Sunday. We're going to see a nice flow of air into the area. Maybe some morning rain, not so much in the afternoon. High temperatures that end our weekend right at about the 40-degree mark. Kicking off our next work week, we're going to stay on the mild side, mostly cloudy skies. We'll see high temperatures even warming into the low 40s for us in the Wenatchee Valley, mid 40s in the Columbia Basin. It's going to be a nice one as we kick off the next work week. For Tuesday, another trough of low pressure setting up. You can see that trough right here. That could bring us some isolated showers on Tuesday, but we'll stay mild with temperatures in the low 40s, and we could even see some heavier rain in parts of western Washington Tuesday. On Wednesday, it should be really nice. Partly cloudy skies and mild. Lots of sunshine at times on Wednesday. And we're going to see mild temperatures once again into those lower 40s. And by the time we get into the end of our forecast on Thursday, nice weather continues before this thing moves in by next weekend. But for Thursday, partly cloudy. We'll call it seasonal. High temperatures by then into the upper 30s. Let's take a look now at your 7-day forecast, brought to you by Apple Valley Honda. A mild one overnight tonight. We'll see lows around 27 degrees getting you into the weekend. Then a chance for rain, a better chance Saturday, morning showers Sunday. But look at the nice warm up, 41 degrees as we get into the end of the weekend. 42 on Monday and mostly cloudy, maybe just some isolated showers on Tuesday. We'll continue with those mild temperatures at 41 degrees. And then for Wednesday and Thursday, just nice, partly cloudy skies both days. 42 your high Wednesday and 39 on Thursday. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Join NCWLIFE Channel for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Royalty Selection Pageant presented by Cashmere Valley Bank on Saturday, February 11th. The countdown to coronation at 6 and the pageant at 7 o'clock. Coverage is brought to you by Coldwell Banker Cascade, Confluence Health, Harvest Valley Pest Control, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Join us for the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on the NCWLIFE Channel. At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE Channel.
And a happy Friday to you. Despite a career-high 32 points for Mohamed Gay, Washington State fell on the road to USC last night. 80-70 the final. Cougs led by as many as 12 of the first half, but fell by 10. Other action last night, Eastern Washington had no trouble with Sacramento State, winning 82-63. Number 9 UCLA topped Washington 70-61. 12th-ranked Gonzaga had a balanced attack in beating Santa Clara 88-70 at the Kennel. Highlights courtesy of Gonzaga Athletics. Good win for the Zags last night. Here's a look at the men's schedule coming up tomorrow. Washington State's at UCLA at 4 o'clock on the Pac-12 network. Washington plays at USC at 6:30. That's on FS1. Eastern Washington tips at Portland State at 7 on ESPN+. Gonzaga's on national television Saturday night at 7:30 on ESPN, where they take on 18th-ranked St. Mary's. Other Eastern Washington women victorious last night over Sacramento State, 64-53 the final. Santa Clara ended Gonzaga's 14-game winning streak, winning at 77-72. Coming up tonight, Washington State hosts second-ranked Stanford and Pullman at 7, while the Huskies take on Cal in Seattle. Eastern's back home tomorrow at 2 against Portland State, while Gonzaga tries to rebound at San Francisco. Sunday's game starts at noon with Washington hosting Stanford, while the Cougars entertain California. Libertyville won their abbreviated play-in game last night over Oroville. Both teams were tied for the final playoff spot, so they played 2 8-minute halves last night in Brewster. Mountain Lions came out on top 17-14. Cashmere won its regular season finale over Chelan last night, 57-24. Quincy clobbered Cascade 71-17. Wilson Creek beat Cascade Christian 52-6. On the boys' courts last night, Quincy topped Cascade 86-68. Chelan stopped Cashmere 64-39. Wilson Creek took care of Cascade Christian 53-7. 7. Now, coming up today for the girls, Moses Lake hosting West Valley. The 6 o'clock games have Sela at Ephrata. Waterville Mansfield plays at Pateras. Moses Lake Christian hosts Entiat. Soap Lake visits Riverside Christian. Liberty Bell has a playoff game at Lake Roosevelt, while Tonasket is taking on Bridgeport. On the boys' courts tonight, West Valley at Moses Lake. Sela travels to Ephrata. Pateras hosting Waterville Mansfield. Entiat's at Moses Lake Christian. All those games get underway at 7:30. We'll get back to round ball coming up. Here's a hard round ball. Wenatchee and Eastmont bowlers in Tukwila for the first of 2 days of the WIAA State Bowling Championships. They got underway earlier this morning for the individual championships. The Baker games will start tomorrow morning at 9 to determine team champions. They'll announce that tomorrow afternoon at about noon. Moses Lake is the site for the first of 2 days of the Big 9 Swimming and Diving District meet. They got underway earlier today at 11 o'clock. They'll resume tomorrow morning at 11 as well. And cheer squads from around the states are gathering at Battleground High School. You know, when I think of cheerleading, I think of Battleground High School. I don't know why it's a battleground. Anyway, that's the host for the state cheerleading championships. They will be going at it today and tomorrow. Path to Mat Classic in Tacoma for wrestlers around the region begins this weekend. District tournament, CWAC at Ellensburg. Rest of the districts will be Caribou Trail Lake and Omak. The B schools at Lake Roosevelt, Eastmont, Wenatchee, Moses Lake, all in Yakima at Davis High School. Well, okay, back to basketball. There's only one girls' basketball game for the entire region tomorrow, and that's at Eastmont High School. Well, the Wildcats host Eisenhower Cadets. We'll have it live on the NCWLIFE channel beginning with our pregame at 4:35. Grant and I will be there for the call on TV as well as Facebook as well as our website. Boys schedule a little more active with Moses Lake at Ferris Store at 4. District 6 2B tournament begins with Liberty Bell hosting Tonasket at 6, while Manson's at Okanagan. The Eastmont boys host Eisenhower at 6:30, which we'll have live on the NCWLIFE channel. Also, Wenatchee Wild resume BCHL play north of the border tonight. Wenatchee is on the road at Merritt to take on the Centennials at 7 o'clock. They'll head for Salmon Arm tomorrow at 6. You can hear the action locally with Austin Drade on KPQ. And you can also, if you have the subscription, see it on Hockey TV. That's a look at sports news. We'll see you tomorrow for basketball. Otherwise, Monday, I'll be back hosting Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, which you'll hear more about coming up in just a little bit. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. You just don't have enough to do. All right, let's take another check at what we can expect weather-wise as we head into the upcoming weekend. Warmer and a little unstable as we head into the upcoming weekend. We could see about a 40% chance of showers on Saturday. As you can see by that map, most of the heavier precipitation will be in the Cascades, so be very careful if you are traveling over Stevens Pass, maybe Snoqualmie, and then east into Lookout Pass. You'll run into a rain-snow mix and also maybe some treacherous driving conditions, so just be careful. Luckily, as I mentioned, the temperatures will warm up into the 40s. So now let's check back in with Eric Granstrom for a look at what's coming up Monday morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Eric?
Well, thank you much, Grant. Hope you join us on a Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'll be filling in for Dan once again next week, and it's a lead up to the Apple Blossom Festival's pageants. So that means we will introduce you to the top 10 candidates all week next week. We'll introduce you to the first 2 coming up on Monday as we get ready for the Royalty Selection Pageant presented by Casimir Valley Bank, which will broadcast live on the NCWLIFE channel. Also, busy weekend in sports, and we'll find out Monday if we have a state champion in our midst. It's all right here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Grant?
Thank you, Eric. Looking forward to that. And that'll do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for being with us and have a great weekend. News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCWLIFE channel.
Connect with us on Networked as we introduce you to the people and organizations who are leading innovation in the region. Get inspired, engaged, and networked right here on the NCWLIFE channel.